Hi everyone, welcome to Billy Pie Goaltending Academy mindset videos. I'm Billy Pie. Today I'd like to talk about game routines and practice routines. Very important how you prepare yourself and get your mindset right before you get ready for games and practices. I was going to share my experience with you and give you a couple tips. First of all, this is coming from a sports psychology. This was on Twitter. Goalies should create their own pregame routines and rituals to help them get ideal mindset for peak performance. So I can relate to that. I first want to talk about practices. So for me, with practices, now granted, this is when I was getting a little bit older. As a kid, I didn't practice, but we were in different times. I want you guys to try to practice these routines at young athletes. For practices, I would go over my game film from a couple games from before or one or two games and prepare myself for that practice. And it doesn't take long. You can look at some of your goals, some of your saves, and think about some things that you want to focus on in practice. Now, I know your coach runs the game plan, but there are always certain things you could do. So I like to keep it simple. I would go over 3 skating drills that I would work on, and then I'd work on 3 maybe recovery drills. And then I always got a little bit of save selection in the beginning of practice where my coach would let me just work on stick control, glove positioning, and working on tracking pucks, and just work on my rebound control there. So, but I would always try to work on some couple things that I worked on from the video. So I thought that was a good game plan that would get me ready for my practices. So 3 simple things you're going to do from a recovery standpoint or from an ice standpoint. You don't need any coaches, any pucks, and you can work on stuff when the coaches isn't using in the net. So those were some of my practice routines. And then I'd prepare myself when I was with my goalie coach. My goalie coach prepared me to work on some things that I also had to work on thoroughly with pucks and shooters. So keep it simple. Every practice, come up with a couple skating drills, a couple recovery drills that you can work on and be prepared for practice to get those done. And write them down. Get a little booklet, write down the things you're going to do. Game routine. Now for me, I was a fanatic preparing for the game. First of all, everyone's a little different, so this isn't set in stone on how you should prepare for a game. And as this tweet was sent to me, their rituals and ideas for mindset. So we all have our quirky rituals, like eating the same pregame meal or things that work. For me, my rituals were, if I was winning, I would stick with those rituals, no matter how stupid they were. I can remember eating the same stuff, putting on the same clothes, things like that. And it's quirky, but you know what? At the end of the day, in your mindset, you believe that works. And that's how the mind works. We got to believe we're the best, and we're going to get scored on. And if that helps us, we're not going to mess with that mojo. I also liked preparing myself for a game. I did my simple things. I made sure I get a lot of sleep at the night before. I made sure I ate a good meal the night before. I made sure I focused on my meal of the day. And I always liked my pregame nap. Now, my pregame nap involved not me sleeping, but just laying down and really relaxing and focusing on and off about the game. When I mean on and off, I would go through a little mindset like we're going to practice today, rehearsing the game in my head. Then I would try to rest and think about other things, then do it again. And then as I woke up and started to get ready, I would jump in the shower and I would go through the mindset again. And then maybe do it a couple more times at the rink. And that's up to you how you want to work on it. I like breaking up into, like we do today, 5-minute segments and think about the game. I couldn't dwell on the game the whole day, right? But I didn't like outside distractions. I didn't like, going and doing things. I just liked to be by myself. I like to do things like that and get ready for the game. But that was me. So you need to come up with your own routine to prepare yourself for the game. I've talked to one of my coaches that works with Bantam major goalies. And he was telling me these kids just don't prepare themselves for the game. Whether you're running around just doing stuff and the last second trying to get yourself ready. It doesn't work like that. You have to come up with a system of how you're going to work, and that comes first. Your pregame ritual is very important for you. So, I would practice things on your own and jot them down and see what works for you. What's going to work for you to get you ready for the game? And everyone's a little different. And you know what? There's some great ideas out there. Some kids like to, play catch. I know I used to play a little ping pong before the game and get my hand-eye and things like that. But start coming up with a routine and work on it and plan it from the day before. That's important. The day before, something might be going on during the game, during that day, that you got a roadblock that you got to work through. So be prepared and plan before. The number one thing, be ready to go to plan your routine. Have it ready to go so you can practice that routine. So today, my routine I used to do before a game is to rehearse the game in my head. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to break down, and I like to go through periods. And we're going to lay down for 5 minutes, but go through like a couple minutes each period. And know that you're switching periods. So I'd like to see myself coming on the ice, getting a warm-up, period 1, and I rehearse different situations in my head. So today, go through all different scenarios in a game. People coming down on the angle, people dumping in the puck, teams dumping in the puck, getting yourself out and set ready, bad angle shots, 2-on-1s, one-on-one situations, puck in your own end on the power play, screen shots, tips, behind the net play. So all different scenarios you can think of it. Just play the game in your head. See yourself making saves, see yourself winning the game, and believe in yourself. So today we took this routine and we're going to work on our mindset, rehearsing the game in our head, and that's what I want you to do today for 5 minutes. So let's get at it. Okay, so what a powerful tool. The great Marty Brodeur, Hall of Fame goaltender, was quoted by saying every time he practices mindset, 3 to 4 times during the course of the game, the exact situation would happen in the game. And then he started to learn certain players, great players in the league, and their tendencies, and those things would happen on the ice. So what a powerful tool, and what a positive reinforcement to believing that we can stop every puck. And that's the mindset we got to have. So this week, practice your routines. Put together on paper a practice routine and then a game routine, and get better at it. That can change and you can work on it, and jot down everything you're going to do for the week. So again, I appreciate you coming and checking me out. I'm Billy Pye, and have a great week.